We fairy children, lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will out my Deb is a whore. We are feral children, lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us. Mommy, Deb is a fucking whore. Hell in the cell, hell in the cell. Test about might. All kids will go in to fight. There is only one survivor. Bring a chivalrous screwdriver. Punishment is kinetic dance. Leotards moving in a trance. It's the feral children's penance, watching camel toes prance. Mommy fucking Deb is a goddamn whore. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us.
Out on the campaign trail, Turd and Birdie side by side, here ready to be the leaders of the free world. Money on YouTube is our entire resume, and that's what is needed for the USA. We keep the trolls away. We won't do anything. We won't do anything. All of the presidents before us would act like penises, changing everything to seem like goddamn geniuses. We won't mess around with cocky pretentiousness. We know change has only caused more inconveniences. The bird and the turd for president, what a fucking ride. Out on the campaign trail, Turd and Birdie side by side, we are ready to be the leaders of the free world. Money on YouTube is our entire resume, and that's what is needed for the USA. We keep the trolls away. We won't do anything. We won't do anything. Budget rescission, restitution, and compensation is such crap. A year later, they reinstate all the programs that they slashed, and everything is started over from scratch. What a pain in the ass. All that money just thrown in the trash. We will do none of that. We will just get high wearing a turd hat. And we can finally be indifferent after Karen Reed is found factually innocent and the corrupt get their deserved punishment. Then we will chill. The turd and the bird do not disturb us. We are busy doing nothing on purpose. The bird and the turd for president, what a fucking ride. Out on the campaign trail, Turd and Birdie side by side, we are ready to be the leaders of the free world. Money on YouTube is our entire resume, and that's what is needed for the USA. We keep the trolls away. We would like to be able to make promises to nationally legalize weed and psilocybin, but we could only authorize it after Congress ratifies a bill to declassify it. We won't fucking lie about it. We can't do anything about it. The bird and the turd for president, we won't do anything. The bird and the turd for president, what a fucking ride. Out on the campaign trail, Turd and Birdie side by side, we are ready to be the leaders of the free world.
Well, 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 if it isn't the bird. If it isn't the bird from the bird and the turd, how are you, bird? How are all of you birds? How are you doing today? Everybody doing good? Did we vote? Look, I'm going to do something that not a lot of people like to do. They like to say, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. No, I'll tell you who to vote for. You should go vote, and you should vote for the person who didn't rape. I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, well, one of them, did a lot of bad things and ended up with a lot of innocent people in jail. So did the other guy. All right. They both did. Sure. Every politician's done bad things. Okay. But look for the one who raped and don't vote for that one. That's just my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I see a lot of people out there going, I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Oh, I fucking care. If you're going to vote for that guy, don't vote. And if you're going to vote for the lady. I'm tired of this fucking, honestly, even if they both did the exact same things, just vote for the woman. We've had enough men. I'm so tired of it. Just pick the man because you want more of the same. Is that what you want? Okay, pick the dude. Pick the old white dude. Pick him. You're going to get more of the same. Or you could pick a woman. And we all know that they might think we have bird brains, but birds are wicked smart. Last time we had a woman, everyone said, no, she's too scary. She does scary things and gets away with it. Well, I kind of want a president who gets away with it for once. I kind of want someone who gets away with doing scary things instead of blatantly doing them in our face like we're the assholes. At least be good at your job if you're going to be a fucking prick. You know what I mean? If you're going to do evil, conniving shit, don't do it in my face like a jabroni. Be sneaky, but at least be sneaky about it. At least get away with it for a little bit. Fuck. But go vote. Go do that. Because people fucking died so you can. People died so you can pick the lesser of two evils. So go pick the lesser of two evils and let's get this fucking shit show over with, all right? Because it's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. It really is. God, I can't wait for... I don't understand why. I think, you know what it is? I'm getting like 100 calls a fucking day telling me to vote. It's like I already fucking did. Why are we doing this? I already fucking did. I did it. See the rubber duckies in the real one? Oh, I haven't gone on my Discord in so long. I'm sorry, Clam. I'll do that tonight. I've been distracted. It's been a lot. I told you guys about my homegirl. She was getting better, And the thing is, she was getting better to where you can talk. Maybe I'm a little cranky because of that. And it's like, yeah, she can talk now, But the poor thing had to make some serious decisions in the last few days. And how do you make a decision? How do you make a decision like the inevitable? And you got to make it fast, Like if you're going to keep fighting, essentially, then you have to consider your quality of life, what that's going to be like. And I think when people get, let's say you get paralyzed or something, or you have somebody else making that decision for you because you can't talk or you can't move, then there's nothing to really think about, right? Someone else is making that decision. And if life happens and it puts you in a position where, they can save you and your quality of life is bad, but there is no real decision to make because they saved you and now you just live like that. That's just how it is. But I never really thought, or maybe I pushed it out of my head of being presented with, listen, you've got a limited amount of time to make this choice because it's going to happen, or you can prolong it and you can decide whether you want to go that route and see what your quality of life is like. But realistically, these are going to be your limitations and they're not going to be something you want to do at all. That's a lot, and then to hope that that person comprehends it. And then they have to make that decision. And to have to make the decision with literally the blink of an eye or something. That's a lot. She was not supposed to live this long is what the doctors told her. They said, you're not supposed to live past this age. And then once she hit that age, they said, you're not supposed to live past this age. And then she hit that age. And then you're not supposed to live past this age. And then she did. And it's like just living alone beyond the age she was quoted, if you will. Like it's fucking car insurance. just living as long as she did was a miracle, you know? And now we're at the point where it's like you're not even hoping for a miracle because, like, if there is one, there's going to be a lot of limitations. And she hated being in a bed. She hated being confined all day. She's a girl who likes to go outside. She likes to do things. So she was given some options when she was conscious enough to understand them. And it's hard to know that someone that you care about and you love is making that decision. And I think we got the answer of what she decided today because we were all called in to come say bye, again. And we were lucky to get in again, and the thing is, like, she could talk a little through a mask. I didn't see that part. I came in and she was asleep again. So I got to see her. I don't know if she saw me, but a bunch of people were there. And at first I was mad at myself, like if I would have just come a little earlier. And then it was like, I did get to see her. I did get to like talk to her and we got to fight around her, which made her, stick around a little longer. But, some friends flew in and there's other people who want to say bye. And I think that has made me strangely calm. Like I haven't really cried as much as I thought I was going to, or at all, because seeing the people there, I thought I was going to cry there. I cried before I went. But like when I got there, seeing the amount of people who were there, and they weren't even all there yet. It was just a couple of handfuls. And then you walk around the hospital to leave and you see some more pockets of your friends you haven't seen in a while. And it's like, wow, all these people came to say bye to her. And that's a lot. That many people. What? Something just walked by and fucking knocked on my door, and it was not a person, probably a possum. Seeing a lot of people come up and be there for her, that made me feel really good. Like it actually brightened my spirits because it was like, it was heavy, but it was like I knew that she would see them, I knew that she could feel them there and see them there. And I knew that she probably would have really loved that. And there's still people that are on their way getting off planes right now to go. So if I dip out here a little bit early tonight, it's because I got a phone call and I'm going to go see her one more time. But I really am like, it's really weird, because it's funny. She's so funny. This is, by the way, this is my friend. We call her Sweet D. Her name's Danielle. And I talked about her in the last stream because, she's someone who's going through a hard time. Health-wise, she got a lot of complications that led to her being bedbound all through COVID. And like, we weren't allowed to visit her. We couldn't see her. And it really sucked because she was like one of my, like literally I had a handful of besties and she's in there. And, some have passed and some have moved. And, she was like my core person for a while with my friend Michael. It was like the three of us a lot. And my friend Maggie. So there was 4 for a while before she moved, and LaShonda. And now, like, 2 of them are gone. One's in another state. One is gone and the other one's here. And it sucks because, we wanted to see her and we got to talk to her, and we just keep going back because, we want to just be there for her in her last days. And it's really a weird, it's almost like a purgatory situation she's in. Like, she has the opportunity, if she wanted to maybe prolong this a little bit, but I don't know that she can comprehend that. She's on a lot of propofol and stuff, but like, she knows that people are there, and it's heartbreaking, but it's beautiful at the same time to see how many people really love her. And like, I feel like she's one of those people, she's the camera guy. She doesn't want to be on camera. She wants to be the camera guy. She managed and worked behind the scenes in comedy. She helped start or launch, if you will, All Things Comedy, which is Bill Burr's network now. She was Al Madrigal's assistant for a long time when they were doing that. She moved to New York to do that for a while, and we missed her so much, and she came back. And, she worked at the Comedy Club Cap City here for many years, over a decade, I think. And she just, behind the scenes in comedy, like she was the main comedy assistant for South by Southwest comedy for so long. She's a girl that does so much for comedians. And I always told her, you're my manager. And that was our joke, is like, one of these days you're going to be my manager, because she always wanted to manage comics. And so, it got to where, I mean, I literally did like mostly local gigs for a long time. And I would be like, just talk to my manager. And it was Danielle. And she's like, oh, wait, you're doing what? Like, it was just funny. Like, she's like that friend that is always there, always supportive, but she's also a hard ass. She's like, I'm not gonna fucking, she doesn't do like favors for people. Like, I'm not gonna fucking sneak you in here. Like, no, you got to work just as hard as everybody else. Like, she cares a lot about quality, and she knows good. She's one of the best scouts I've ever seen. She introduced me to so many things that she's like, no, trust me, you'll like this. She's almost like a filter before something gets to you, an idea or a joke. Like, she's the door guy. She'll let you know if it's something you're going to enjoy, and she's always spot on. But yeah, it's kind of a weird situation, and I haven't been as active on this in the last few days. I think I've gone live like once or twice this week. I told you guys it's going to be sparing, because if I have an opportunity, she's right up the road. I'm going to go up to that hospital. I'm going to see her. And it was kind of weird, because you don't really know like what the choice is going to be, but that I just know that I personally, I don't know, I think about it all the time, and it's like, if I was limited to this option, like that she's been given, and this other option, I just know what I would pick. And I feel like I kind of knew what she was going to. And in a way, it's like, you always want your friends to stick around, but you don't want them to be miserable. You don't like seeing people in pain. And she was in a lot of pain, dude. Like, a lot. And she doesn't need to prove her strength to anyone. Let's just say that. So, I'm really sad about this, but I'm also proud for her to do what's best for her, and to be as strong as she has been. And I love her to death, dude. So I told you guys last time about how me and Danielle she was my first true crime buddy. You know what I mean? Like, the person who I could be like, check this shit out. And then she's just like, she's in, and she's like, let's fucking solve this case. Like, and she's very giggly. She giggles at everything. And sometimes she's one of those people, how I told you guys, sometimes when something horrible is happening, I will giggle or make a face that does not at all reflect my feelings. It's just how I do it. I don't know why. Maybe it's a way of repressing. I don't know. But when I'm uncomfortable, I giggle. And sometimes, like, I had someone try to rob me once, and I was like, hey, like, before I got my ass kicked, like a long time ago when I lived in Dallas. I was by this gay club called The Village, and I was with all my friends who had just gotten real wasted, and I was the only sober person. And someone ran up with a gun, and they tried to rob us, and I just giggled. You're like, hee. Like, I don't react normal to things. And Danielle is the queen of that. Because if something crazy or awful is happening, she's just giggling like a goose in the corner. And it is pretty funny. And even if you're listening to something tragic or watching something horrible, Danielle starts giggling. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I'm laughing. Just a little bit of genius behind her that I think is so remarkable is like, one of the last things that she talked about today was like an ongoing, like a 10-year joke, like a fight, like a long, like an argument, like she just, something that happened a long time ago. She's still like, no, that wasn't good food. Like, just, it's like, of course, dude, of course. She's so funny. And I told you guys about how, like, one of the first, my favorite memories, her inventing Karen. I don't care who fucking says it. She invented Karen. The idea of being a Karen. before I ever heard before it was on, before someone said, "You're a Karen" to a blonde lady and it took off, she was already saying that. She was saying it because this show came out about stalkers and about this little girl named Karen who stalked the fuck out of this family. And to us, Karen was just being a fucking weirdo. He was being a Snoopy Doopa, but also being kind of crazy. And, if your friend gets drunk, you're like, okay, you're being a Karen. It's not like complaining to the manager. It's just being fucking weird. It's being a nuisance. It's being a disruptive person. And I told you guys about that. And I told you that I would let you know the episode that we were watching. And I looked it up. And I did mention Karen to her, by the way. And it is actually stalked. Someone's watching. And the episode is called The Girl Next Door. And I wanted to play it for you tonight, but I fucking can't find it anywhere on YouTube where it's free. And when you do pay for it, you cannot restream it or they will just kick you off. So I will link it below for anybody who wants to go watch it. Stalk Someone's Watching, The Girl Next Door. That little girl, Karen, changed our lives. Literally, me and her watching that episode changed our entire lives. It made us the strongest of friends. And it led me down the path, believe it or not, of looking into my old roommate Carl's cold case. Like a lot of shit. And I think about if I had never seen that episode, would we be friends right now? Like, would I even have this channel? Like, it's really weird. But then I told you guys about Ling, about Ling, the lady with the samurai sword, because we had 3 of them. There's 3 levels, remember? What's the first one? Karen. You're being a Karen right now. You're being disruptive. You're loitering in a parking lot. Yes, stalk the girl next door. And I'm sorry, I'll go down. And thank you guys for all your well wishes. My friend Stacy, the last thing I did with her was make a lunch appointment in Mexico. We both knew we were never going to get there, but I have her ashes. And if I ever go, she's coming with me. I know. Isn't that beautiful? The thought that, like, you know what? We're going to take another trip. It's kind of like that, right? Like, I know that I just said bye to you at the hospital, but here's another trip. I'm bringing Nancy Grace's fucking bio and I'm reading it to you so you can laugh with me. Like, I feel like we can take never ending trips with people, even if they're not physically here. And I think, like, just the idea of a callback to some fun time is just a beautiful way to, like, say bye to someone. Making a lunch appointment. Sometimes you plan appointments knowing you're not going to go. Shit, I skipped an appointment I needed to go to the other day to watch Sean McDonough turn bright red. Love and hugs to you. Strength to all of you. And it's weird because it's like I feel strangely calm. I'm just happy knowing that she's not going to be in that pain anymore. Like, I actually am celebratory right now that she's not. And I know that I'm fucking, what do you call it? Stuffing it down and just compartmentalizing or whatever, but it's what a bitch has to do. It's what you got to do right now. She's got a lot of people around her who are really losing it. And I can't fucking do that when they're all doing it. We have to take turns. Can't overwhelm her. Hello, Tiff. Life is precious. And that is a true quote. And I'm not going to read it because then I will burst into tears. But yes, that is true. Hello. We're never ready. Dude, and you know what's crazy is, like, what a badass, right? What a strong fucking bitch. What a strong fucking bitch. Oh my God. To be able to make those decisions alone, but to live as long as she did. They literally were like, you're not going to live past, like, fucking, what was it, like 10 and then 20 and then 30. They had to keep right. The goalpost kept moving with Danielle. Sweet D will not sit back. She's got 10 more years to go. But there's only so long you can keep going before it's like all the wheels have fallen off and this sucks for her. You know, the situation sucks. She's super strong. Bravest person I know, my fucking hero. Like, Jesus Christ, the shit she put up with, and to still crack jokes through, like, a respirator thing. She's fucking great. Yeah. Well, you know, I think about this a lot. And I was actually talking to Deb about, you know, the whole looking back and thinking, what was it all for? I don't know if any of you have ever had a near-death experience. I've had a few, and they were all the same, surprising. One had a variation to it, and that's what scared me. Because that time I was like, fuck. And it was the last time. And I was not cold. I thought I was dead. And it's weird because I didn't think that any of those times. I never thought, like, what was it all for? Like, there's a split second where it's just like, I just want to say bye to people. Like, you don't need them to say bye to you. You don't need to know what it all was for. Like, you already know. You just know. Like, I just had this feeling like, I'm okay. It's fine. And then I, like, saw everyone I needed to see in my head and said bye. And then I woke up and I was like, ah, fuck. But it didn't feel like a waste, you know? And I've talked to a lot of, like, people who work with the human brain. Any opportunity I get, if I find out you're a neurologist, I have a million questions. But one of my dearest friends is a neurosurgeon. We talk a lot about this sort of stuff. And he told me that, like, he's heard a lot of last words. You know what I mean? Final thoughts, if you will. And they always seem to be a worry about someone else. You know? Like, take care of this. Pay this bill. You know? Tell so-and-so this. Or just a thought about someone else. It's always very, I hope everybody else is okay. And I don't know why, but I find that very comforting. Because it means that you don't really need anything from others. You just want to leave something for them, you know? And I think no matter what it is, it's like leaving your imprint on humanity. A lot of people focus on what that's going to be, but the fact that you have anyone to consider at all is kind of a beautiful thing, right? It's weird to have a 4-year-old and she sees the Turd Bird song on TV. She could very well be president one day. Well, you should get the Turd and the Bird to do her branding when she is, because she could very well be president one day. That's what I was put on this earth to do, so be it. Tell her you're on the ballot. Tell her you're on it. Ask her if she'd vote for you. Have a faux election in your house just to see what your kids would do. It's mom versus dad. Who you going for? Happy Saturday, Foxy Amazon. Hello, hello. Smarty's Enchanted Crafts. Ooh, I want to look up your crafts. They're enchanted. Let me see. Yes, we can take them with us. My mom passed in September. I go to phone her and realize that I can't, so I chat away to her like a loony. That's not loony. And I'm sure she laughs at me a lot. Yeah, dude. My friend LaShonda, I still talk to her. Sometimes freaky shit happens and I'm like, not thinking about that for a while. But, like, I do think that no matter what, you know, you could just, what harm is it? I don't think it's loony at all. Just talk to people. Who cares? Why define it? Just talk to whoever you want. I talk to Miko sometimes and he's dead ass asleep. And he only speaks dog. Yeah, we're going to talk UFOs. Let's just do it now. We're not going to get too deep into it, but we're going to do it because I have questions. You guys don't, if you don't know, I'm a huge skeptic and I don't believe in any of that shit, and fuck the moon. And also, speaking of fuck the moon, I finally got a shop, or whatever you call it, fucking merch. I got merch and there's more spilling out daily. And I used a company that your whore aunt uses at her suggestion. It ain't too bad. Some of it was really expensive for you guys, and I didn't like that. But I realized I was looking in the wrong places and picking the wrong merch. It was showing me high-end featured suggestions. And I want high-end cheaper suggestions. So what I did was I looked at the tags and I looked up other shirts and I went to see, based on shirts that I have, like if it's Gildan, I'm like, what does my Gildan feel like? Well, what is Heritage wear? And then I looked up who else sells Gildan Heritage wear. And then I looked up the brand of cotton and how much is that cotton per fucking foot, per pound. What does this company get on the overhead? Am I being fucked here? And once I did all the math, I went, okay, so I should pick this one, and this one. And then I did. And then I added the better options, i.e. the ones that are cheaper and seem to have really good ratings and are kind of worth it, like better feeling. And that's on the shirts and the sweaters. So for every fancy one, just there should be a cheaper one. And also it's only pricing at 5X, which is like the biggest size. And it upcharges for that. So I don't know why it's doing that. I wrote to them. We'll see. But there's a store on here, and if you go to it, there's a shitload of merch. I put kinetic dance product. I put up big fucking bird product. I put up a lot of our phrases. I spent fucking weeks photoshopping and designing and drawing out shit. And I think it's pretty funny. And some of it is just ridiculous. And some of it I don't know if anyone will wear. But I thought it was funny and I put it up there. And there will be more. And do not feel obligated to buy any of it. This is a mass experiment. But it also says if you hate it, you can send it back and get a full refund. So I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, let's try it out. I ordered test pieces. I got impatient and I put up some of it early because it looks sick. There is a Hugin backpack with pixelated Hugin faces all over it. I did order one for myself. Anyway, that's there. So that's there. I've witnessed too many when their last words are talking to someone no longer here. That's more than I can describe for all of you. It was all. Yeah. And like people, that's the thing is sometimes that's what I mean. You could just talk to people. They don't have to be there. They'll hear you. They'll hear you. They'll feel you. Mom's got gut instincts. People know our ears itch. You know, we haven't started Zodiac. We're going to go in order. First, I'm going to show you Joyce. She was the third level that me and Danielle came up with, okay? There's being a Karen, and there's being a Ling, and there's being a Joyce. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Joyce is the second level. Ling is the third. Don't be a Ling. Ling killed her whole family with a samurai sword. That's when you're at your level. That's when you're like, I might need to get 5150. That's third. Joyce is second. Joyce is fucking around and finding out. Joyce is after Karen before Ling. Could have got someone murdered. You're lucky they didn't. But also, it's not as big. It's just Karen's being a creep and harassing someone. Ling is going full scorched earth, okay? Joyce is in the middle. It's fucking around, and if you're not careful, you're going to find out. So in honor of my friend Sweet D, tonight, I'm going to play some Joyce material, some Joyce product for you, if you will. Then we're going to talk about UFOs because I saw a fucked up weird documentary. I started looking into it, started doing some MOSIN to distract myself, and holy fuck, what a weird situation. And that is the UFO Manhattan abduction on Netflix. Did you guys see this shit? What the fuck? And then we will continue it because your girl finished watching the Zodiac one finally and started pulling out reports, pulling out all kinds of stuff. And I have thoughts. I have lots of thoughts. And then if we have time, maybe we'll get into some Karen Reed. So we're going to discuss being a Joyce. We're going to talk about UFOs, and then we're going to do Zodiac Killer. All right? We're going to do that tonight. And we're not going to do all of Zodiac Killer. No. We're going to dabble. We're going to talk about the doc. But then after that, are we going to long game do a Zodiac? Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Because there's so much to talk about. There's more than what was in the documentary that would have been great in the documentary. And I don't know if they cut it out or why it's not in there. But we're going to talk about that too. Because what the fuck? There was so much that we'd never seen before on Arthur Lee Allen that's in that documentary that matches with a lot of shit that's publicly available that was not included in the documentary. Why? I don't know. But before we get to it, I'm going to show you Joyce. I pulled some of the best Joyce fodder from Joyce Mitchell. Because I told you guys, if we don't get into Ling, you know, Ling is her name. And it wasn't Florida. It was LA. I fucked up. It was LA. It was not Florida. It was California. That's where Ling is from. Joyce. Let's just go into Joyce. We might talk a little Delphi because I do have a statement to make on that. And I'm very curious about what you guys think about some things. But for now, let me pull her up. Give me 1 second. Let me get you out here, Joyce Mitchell. I'm curious if any of you guys, you might recognize this once I play it. But this is what I mean when I say don't be a Joyce. And we're going to hear directly from Joyce too. She was on the Today Show. I did not know this. Joyce, babe. Joyce is a choice. Joyce is a choice. Do you want to be a Karen? Do you want to bother people? Not Karen Reed, by the way. Different Karen. This is a little girl who stalked a family. The girl next door unstalked someone's watching. Creepiest child I've ever seen in my life. By the way, me and Danielle made it our life's mission to track down the real Karen. And right before, like, not to approach her in any way. She's fucking terrifying. But the older one. What's interesting is the young lady that she stalked from her middle school has gone on to be a softball star. Amazing athlete. The little girl who creeped her out and did all the stalking, she went to an institution for a while. They had her change her day. There's a lot going on there, but me and Danielle were obsessed. Like, where is she? We need to keep track of Karen. She needs to be on someone's radar. Someone needs to tag her like cattle because this bitch is scary as fuck. She can't be on the loose right now. Being a Karen is when you can't go out with your friends because you will embarrass them or yourself. Being a Joyce is you're going to help someone else embarrass everyone. You're meddling. You're coming up with plans. You're implying things. You're insinuating. You're starting problems. That's what our Joyce did. So I'm going to show you Joyce. I told you guys I'd show you one of them. I'll show you Joyce. She's the easiest to show you anyway. And also, go vote for Turn the Bird. My God, they deserve it. Here we go. Check this out. This is being a Joyce. You ready? Tell me if you recognize this bitch. I'm so wowed by her. Joyce.
The hunt for those escaped killers. New details this morning coming in about how they broke out of prison. The worker charged with helping them, admitting to smuggling tools into the prison in the hamburger meat. ABC News has learned Joyce Mitchell is being investigated for possible relationships as well with other prisoners. ABC's Lindsay Janis is in Owl's Head, New York this morning with the latest. Lindsay, good morning.
Thoughts, immediate thoughts. In the meat, Joyce. In the meat. We found that funny. You're gonna put it in the meat? You gonna put it in the hamburger? Hamburger helper? You gonna be a little hamburger helper, Joyce? You gonna help? Okay. Another thing, Owl's Head? Owl's Head. That's the name of this town. Okay. Whatever.
Good morning, David. On day 19 of this manhunt, roughly 1,000 armed officers not letting up on their search, and the district attorney telling me more about Joyce Mitchell's role in that brazen prison break.
Pause. Baby possum? I would love to see pictures of a baby possum. Did you get pictures? Tell us about this baby possum. I love baby possums, you two bad actors.
This morning, sources telling ABC News authorities are investigating whether Joyce Mitchell had sex with inmates other than Richard Matt and David Sweat while working at the prison.
Okay.
This despite Lyle Mitchell's claims his wife told him she didn't sleep with either of the convicted killers. Also saying his wife is now convinced if she had shown up to be their getaway driver as they'd allegedly planned, she would have been killed. Also this morning, ABC News learning how Mitchell helped them escape.
Per Joyce Mitchell, she advised us that she had taken the hacksaw blades, some of the other tools, the screwdriver bit, placed them into a hamburger, and then put it into a refrigerator or freezer.
She's putting screws in the hamburger. She's putting metal in the meat. I love the way you put this, Clam. Yes, sibling prizes and Miss Parks prize. Miss Parks is going to fucking love that. Dude, I wanted to make one. I've been designing it. I debated on it. I was like, there's something missing. But I have a few that I wanted to make after you kids. And I felt like I need to get their permission first. But I wanted to make one that was kind of rabbit themed. And I did have a clam idea. But I want to make one also that says protect our parks. But it's like protect our Mrs. Parks. And it's just her in a field. Like you know how the parks, it's like all the woods and it has the wooden sign, but it's her. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Fuck.
In the Taylor room, and then a correction officer would come in, collect that, and then bring it into inmate Matt.
The district attorney telling us that officer is Gene Palmer. Did you have anything to do with their escape?
No comment at this time, but I'm here on my own free will to help and assist.
Palmer, now on leave, guarded Matt and Sweat daily. His lawyer now saying he didn't know about the tools, even passing a polygraph test.
He did not knowingly
help these two people escape from prison, but they did take advantage of people.
This is my friend Ricky Matt right here. He's a freaking crazy lunatic maniac.
One of the escaped convicts, Richard Matt, seen in this 1997 video before his first murder, helping an acquaintance test a blowgun.
Speaking of blowguns, Blowgun Betty, we'll talk about her, YouTube bad actor. I'll tell you about her. I'm going to get back on my Discord. I'll tell you about her. Dude, she's fucking wild. She's a level between a Joyce and a Ling, maybe. I would say Joyce and Karen, but now that she's got herself arrested, she's between a Joyce and a Ling. We might have to slide in a Betty. Betty Nugs. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, don't go down that. Oh, dude. If you think Ray is bad, oh my God. She's JLR level bad. Like, she's just bad. She's a bad person, dude. Zodiac's your neck of the woods. Okay. UFOs are real. I still believe. That's what she says. Okay. I have a friend who really is heavy into him, and she's obsessed with X-Files and shit. That actually got her into him. And now she's full blown fucking like UFOs. But she went to school to be an attorney, a defense attorney, and she's very critical and skeptical of everything. So it's very fascinating that she is into that. Yeah, clam, dude. Do you think it was Arthur? I think it could be. Oh, yeah. I definitely think it could be. I don't think they were all him, though. I think that so the Zodiac, I think that there are obvious yeses, and then there are a few that are like, nah, I think they could be someone else. But when it comes to the main players, yes, dude, I do. And I have some thoughts as to why the DNA from the fucking letter didn't match and whatnot. But yes, I do think I think he could be. Let's just say I'm 90%. 10% of me still questions a couple of things. But I don't think Gary Francis' post was at all. And that kind of tripped me out. I don't know where they got that from. That was fucking weird. That wasn't in the documentary, though, but that's the last guy accused of being him. But yeah, there was too much with Arthur Lee Allen that was bizarre. And to see that doc, it's like, oh, fuck, dude. Probably. What do you think? Do you think it was Arthur?
Ricky with the smile.
I'm loading it for you.
He loaded it. He's ready.
Hundreds of law enforcement officials now combing the area around a hunting cabin where they say they found DNA evidence from both men.
Hi, Darlene.
That DNA evidence found on food. Also in that cabin, a pair of abandoned boots. Police now saying one of the men could be on the run without shoes. Robin?
All right, Lindsay, thank you.
Well, so here's the thing, Carrie. A lot of people's dads look like the Zodiac sketch because the sketch looked like every white guy with glasses. But the sketches, there wasn't just one, there were a few. And if you put them up next to each other, none of them look alike. So you'd also have to specify which one. But then, of course, there's the ones with the masks, the hoods, right? What it comes down to is a few very specific pieces of definitive evidence. And I would say, if any of you think it's your dad's, and I'm not minimizing that, like, I'm not saying it's not your dad. I don't even know your dad. But what I would recommend is if any of you think it's your dad, because a lot of people think it, a lot of people have thought Zodiac's their dad the way everyone's aunt banged Ted Bundy. You know what I mean? Or went on a date with him and got a weird feeling. So if you think it is, look at his shoe size. Was he in the military? Did he have wing walkers? It's very important to that case. That's one of the few constants, you know? I would check the handwriting, specifically the F's. And I would see if he had any knowledge of ciphers. Like, there's just a lot of things that had to do with the Zodiac that are guaranteed connected to him and those crime scenes. And everybody who has brought forth a family member or somebody that they think could be it, one guy insisted it because of a mask his dad had. But then when they test the mask, the fibers are from like the late 70s, you know? It wouldn't have fit with anything because there was no way that mask could have existed during some of the crimes. And then there's the fact that his feet were not big enough and he was never in the military. Then there was a woman who claimed to have gone to all of these spots and watched these kills, you know? But it was impossible because the dates were wrong. She wouldn't have been the right age. Also, again, same situation. Oh, shit. Hold on. I'm going to hit play. Dead's boyfriend's home. Let me let him in. Here. Keep watching Joyce.
Now to that NBC News exclusive tied to the prison escape and manhunt that captivated this nation back in June. Two convicted killers, Richard Matt and David Sweat, were on the run after breaking out of the Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York.
So early in the investigation, a name surfaced. Joyce Mitchell, a woman who worked in the prison's tailor shop, told investigators that she helped those men gain important tools to aid in their escape. She reached a plea deal, and she's set to be sentenced a little later in this month. We visited Mitchell at the Clinton County Jail, and I started by asking her what life.
Okay, anyway, my point is, I would go. Also, Dave's boyfriend says hi, everyone. I would go peep his shoe size, dude. Like, look at the evidence in the case and see if any of the evidence matches him. Specifically, the F's on the handwriting in the letter and his shoes. And I'm just saying that even if you're kidding, like anybody who thinks that, go see, because there's just no way it's not someone with those qualities, if you will. We're going to talk about Zodiac after we watch a little more what Joyce did. Also, look at this look she's giving Matt Lauer. Ooh.
Behind bars is like.
It's nerve-wracking because it's not someplace that I would ever expect it to be. I did wrong. I deserve to be punished. But, you know, people need to know that I was only trying to save my family.
Save her family, she contends, from two men, David Sweat and Richard Matt, whom she met while working in the prison tailor shop, a position she held for 7 years.
As part of the job, how close were you and how close did you become to the inmates? Is it fair to say that you also became a friend?
It is fair to say that.
Was there flirtation as part of that friendship?
There was.
Did you think that perhaps you were crossing some sort of a line?
I was at first, but then I guess I got a little too comfortable.
And did anybody ever stop you and say, you know, Joyce, back off a little bit, get back behind the desk, treat them like inmates, stop being such a nice person, stop being friends with them?
They never actually told me to stop, but they did say, you know,
Pause. This is a Joyce. This is a Joyce. Yeah, she's feral. Has anyone ever said to you, Joyce, get back behind the desk and quit dicking around with inmates? Are you kidding me? Do you have to say that? You shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't be like, Joyce, go back to your state. Like, she should know don't dick around with inmates. She should know better. And they had to tell her. And look at that face. Meh. You can't tell me you weren't trying to bang him, Joyce. We know. We see it, Joyce. We see it, girl. We see what you've been doing. You guys looking at what I'm looking at? Joyce. What have you been doing, Joyce? Also, Tiff. I have not been over to the post office. I will go tomorrow. I love presents. Is it mahjong?
You're too friendly. You know.
Yeah, that's your problem, Joyce. You're too friendly. That's what did it, Joyce. Oh, I'll go check it right now while Joyce feeds us a bunch of lies. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I like what you do. Oh, yeah. She was duped. She was duped all right. How was delivering meat? Yeah, exactly. She's a meat delivery girl. The reporter is giving anti-Bev. Yeah, Clam. It's hose. Hose long before Joyce gets some cold sore. Girl, we know what you're doing, Joyce. You little sloot. You're just like your aunt. You're a whore, Joyce. God bless her.
You're too nice.
And when they would say that to you, would you stop?
I would a little bit, but at the time that everything happened, I was going through a time where I didn't feel like my husband loved me anymore. And I guess it was just me. I was going through depression. And I guess they saw my weakness. And that's how it all started.
So you were looking for.
They exploited my weakness. That's how it all started. Your grandma Joyce was a meddler, Foxy Amazon. Is she creamy? Meddler is a great word, dude. It's a great word. And also, I love this quote from Darlene. Hi, clam tiff turd. It's so funny to see y'all say hi to turd. Hi, turd. Heck yeah, with a suspicious hiding behind a tree, art imitating life. Jesus Christ. Dude, turd tiff clam. She done lost her damn mind. Yeah, don't call him crazy while he's holding a dart gun. Wait until he puts the dart gun away, dude. No, everybody loves X-Files. Dude, Mulder and Scully for life. And didn't they bang? Aren't they banging now? Aren't they? Blowhorn song. A fork-like penis. Possums have a fork penis? Well, here's the thing. They don't all have rabies. And also, some of my best friends have possums for pets. Poncho the possum just died. My buddy Mo, his possum, they're such little sweet baby angels. They can carry them, though. But also, this fork-like penis, I'm going to have to ask Mo. Hey, Mo, how was Poncho's cock? Was it shaped like a fork? I bet he's going to go, hey, could you quit messaging me this shit?
For something. You were looking for attention.
Yes, their attention made me feel good.
Both Sweat and Matt were violent offenders, something they never let Mitchell forget.
Richard Matt was in prison because he killed a man who was his boss.
Yes.
And then cut his body up.
Yes, and he had no problem telling anybody about that. He actually had a photocopy of the article showing when he went to court, and he would show it to anybody.
In some ways as some sort of street cred, as to say, this is what I did,
Oh,
and I'm
shit.
not.
It's Uncle Francis. Uncle Francis, how are you doing, Uncle Francis? You good? Hey, Uncle Francis. It's good to see you. I have a surprise for you, Uncle Francis. Hold on, I'm going to play Matt Lauer. We're learning about Joyce.
I'm proud of it.
A new officer that come in, he'd show him what he was in for.
David Sweat's a guy who shot a sheriff's deputy 15 times. So these are two guys who committed heinous crimes.
Yes.
And these are the guys you allowed yourself to have a friendship with.
Yes. Everybody tells me I'm way too nice.
When did they start asking?
Carrie, get in the Discord. I have questions.
Asking you for favors?
A few months before they decided to get out, they were asking me for things.
So what did you bring them?
I would bring cookies, brownies, stuff like that.
Pretending that you were bringing them in for yourself?
Yes.
How
Cookies, Joyce? Cookies and brownies for the inmates, Joyce? Joyce? This is not how you do your job.
often did you do that, Joyce?
I did it a lot.
Were you ever nervous? Were you afraid you'd get caught doing it?
I actually was, because they're supposed to check our bags every morning when we come in, and they're supposed to check them when you go out, but they never did.
And then they started asking for other things. When Richard Matt comes to you and says, Joyce, I need a star-shaped drill bit. That's a lot different than cookies and brownies.
Yeah.
And what did you think?
At first, I'm like, I can't get you that. But then he's like, I need it.
For what?
At first, they didn't tell me.
For my art project.
And then after they did, it was because they were going to try to escape.
Had you already given it to them at that stage?
Yes. But I give them the stuff because they had threatened. It was Mr. Matt. He looked at me one day and said, you know, Joyce, I do love you. And I said, I love my husband. And a little while after that, he wanted to get rid of Lyle.
Get rid of Lyle, meaning kill Lyle, of course.
You know, first he wanted cookies. I said, sure, I brought cookies. Then he wanted cake. I brought cake. Then he wanted beef. I brought beef. Then he wanted a hammer and a gun and a screwdriver. And I said, hey, there's something weird here. Nope, that didn't happen for Joyce. She said, sure, what do you want? I can't get that, but I'll get it. Joyce. And now he wants to kill Lyle? And you just don't have any thoughts. When I was a kid in the 70s, we lived by San Francisco. I overheard my parents talking about the Zodiac killing someone in parks, and I thought they meant there was a killer at our neighborhood park. Oh, shit. Yeah, looking like Eeyore. If you see Joyce on the streets, dap her ass up and be like, good to see you. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Joyce? Give me a dap and tell me where the beef is, Joyce. We all love you two bad actors. Call them out. Call them out. She does need a new hobby. Helping prisoners escape. Not the one. You're not the one, Joyce. You crochet. Smart. It was for friendship and her delusions. I know. This is her Roman Empire, you know? Joyce just wants to be friends with Ricky and his homie. Joyce just wants to play dart guns. She wants to hide the pen in a whole new way. It's very fascinating. Yeah, Matt is a douche. I like how he put Joyce on the spot like that. Rude, Matt, making our girl look bad. Because it was him. It wasn't the beef. It was him. Every excuse possible. Exactly. What is this? Bippity boppity boo? I like your name. She's doing her best. She's loving it. If you can, Miss Jessica would like you to crochet her a horror bikini, if you don't mind. The Gainesville Ripper was murdering those college girls on our street. My mom said, Bobby Joe Long, you mean? Each victim closer to us. I was 4 months old or something. How creepy. Yep. He had a pretty bad head injury and his wife divorced him. And then, you know what's crazy? His last victim was the one who ended up getting him caught. She recognized the interior of Bobby Joe Long's car. And she said she was looking under the bandana, and then she was actually running away from a very abusive situation when she got picked up. And she told him about it. And he kind of felt bad for her. She ended up getting away. But then she didn't want to go back home because that situation was damn near as bad as being abducted by that prick. So when she did go to the cops and tell them what happened, she was the only person who was able to identify the car. And then they discovered that his tire tread was inside out. Like basically he got his tires rotated and flipped, which meant the tread was the opposite way on one tire. And that's a very unique thing. And they were able to use that to nab him. And that girl went on to become a sheriff in Florida. And I believe she's like the leader now. She's up there, Grady Judge level or whatever. Grady Judd, is that his name? She's one of the best cops ever. And she was his last victim he abducted and did things to. And she helped bust. She was a little kid. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Hi, Tish. I know you can't type, honey. It's okay. It's okay. You've had a rough day or two. You don't gotta type. I know you here. I know you here. Says the guy who, yeah, Matt Lauer, right? Joyce should be interviewing Matt at this point. You not nice. You just stupid. Exactly. She's a dingbat, dude. She's a dingbat. I don't know if they were special. They were special because they had fucking tools in them. They had tools. She needs to put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. It is everyone else's fault. It's not Joyce. Joyce didn't do it. They took advantage of her in a vulnerable situation, like while she was at work, going to her job, not on drugs, totally sober, with a thriving marriage and a good income. That's when they took advantage of her. When she was vulnerably living her life just normal, when things were going pretty well, actually. God damn it, Joyce. Let's keep going. There's one more on her, I think. And it's pretty decent.
According to Joyce Mitchell.
Joyce Mitchell.
It's so fascinating to watch how slowly this person says she fell into a relationship and how it just escalated in terms of what they were asking her for.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for
checking. And then they asked me to kill and drug Matt Lauer, and I said, okay. Oh, Joyce?
Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.
Curious how long this one's gonna take to load. The internet's been shit.
New
Here we
York
go.
prison worker helped wanted fugitive.
I hate the sound on this one, but you do get to see them both. And this is what Joyce looked like back then. She was a stunner, everyone. She was a fucking stunner.
Escape. As the manhunt for the New York prison escapees
Ooh, I have
continues,
it.
investigators have revealed that prison worker Joyce Mitchell provided some tools that helped the two convicted murderers escape. According to investigators, Joyce Mitchell provided Richard Matt and David Sweat hacksaw blades.
I like how in the reconstruction, look at this. Joyce just walks up to these two prisoners and she just hands it to them like that. If you're gonna put the time and effort into making, speaking of to making robots on the computer that hand each other tools, if you're gonna reconstruct what happened, fucking why not go the extra mile and put it in the beef like she did?
Joyce Mitchell provided Richard Matt and David Sweat hacksaw blades, 2 pairs of eyeglasses with lights affixed to them, and drill bits. Meanwhile, the manhunt has intensified.
By the way, let's just go back to that. What did she do? What did she put on the eyeglasses, Joyce? Joyce, this is way more complex, Joyce. This is more complex than we expected, Joyce.
Meanwhile, the manhunt has intensified, especially in northeastern New York, where investigators continue searching wooded areas and roads. At checkpoints, officers require trunks to be opened to make sure the escapees aren't hiding inside. Authorities say the two may have been rummaging for food in a trash bin.
Chloe. Oh my God, it's Chloe. What if that's what they did with Chloe? They got rid of us so she could go hunt for Joyce. No, this was long before that. Never mind.
Investigators are now looking at surveillance video from a gas station and from a store. Officials.
Oh shit, Ernie. You were talking about Al Roker, but that works too. Oh goddamn. I forgot they both did shit, didn't they? Everybody on that fucking panel we just saw is now canceled for doing fuck shit, for doing Joyce shit. How dare they?
Have also found an imprint of a shoe or boot, as well as food wrappers in the area. Matt and Sweat have been missing since Saturday, June 6th. Their escape has become the longest prison break in the history of New York State.
Hell yeah, Uncle Frank.
Leave an insightful comment on tomonews.net, and you could win up to $500 every month.
What? 500?
Joyce Mitchell had a relationship with both of the escaped killers, according to a source with knowledge of the investigation. She provided hacksaw blades to Richard Matt and
Chloe
David
works at a
Sweat,
Subway.
as well as eyeglasses with
So I picked this one because this shows you what. First of all, Joyce, don't act like you didn't know what was going on here. Look at this shit. Look at they're like El Chapo, dude. They're El Chapo. They fucking made tunnels. They went full fucking Alcatraz. And Joyce provided them glasses with fucking flashlights. Oh yeah, they all did. Everyone. Even the woman from The View, right? Or was it The Talk? Because her husband was one of the guys who fucking hired all of them and also did that shit. God damn it. And she hosted Big Brother. Yeah, they Shawshanked that shit. They Shawshanked and rejoiced. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably going to wake up an hour. You're like me, Uncle Frank. You just wake up when you wake up. Yeah, she just wanted to feel special. They went full Shawshank. Oh, dude. In every way. In every way. Look at these fools. Dude. Taking advantage of our Joyce like that when she's vulnerable.
According to a source with knowledge of the investigation, she provided hacksaw blades to Richard Matt and David Sweat, as well as eyeglasses with lights on them and drill bits.
Fucking hacksaw Joyce Dugan. This is like that TikTok situation with the lady building a tunnel under her house. They're fucking tunnel girling.
That occurred in just the last few months. That from 2
Yeah, they rejoiced.
A former prison warden tells us Mitchell,
Fucked
who
her over
worked in the
twice.
prison, would probably have had to go through metal detectors to get to work, but likely would not have been searched. How could she get those items through?
Through a lunchbox, through a purse, equipment she may bring in to work within the tailor shop.
And tonight,
These are the type of stories I love. My grandma Joyce backed my dad's construction van into a pine tree next to the post office, claimed someone must have hit her, but there was still bark stuck in the bumper. This is exactly what our Joyce would do.
Clinton County District Attorney says
Yep.
Mitchell's husband
Tuesday
Lyle
prepping.
worked in the maintenance department at the same prison tailoring shop where Joyce Mitchell worked with the two inmates. He tells CNN's Randy Kay,
Mhm.
Lyle Mitchell is being investigated in connection with the plot.
We have
So Lyle Mitchell, her husband, being investigated in connection, right? So I believe they went on to find, if I remember correctly, that he didn't have a connection. But what's interesting is they planned to kill Lyle. Damn, dude. Damn.
information that's coming through interviews, just through our investigation, that he possibly could have been involved, or at least had knowledge of what was happening.
Joyce Mitchell had previously been the subject of a complaint inside the Clinton Correctional Facility for a relationship with one of the two escaped inmates, but it's not clear which inmate she favored, according to a source. Mitchell told police inmate Richard Matt had made...
Okay, before we get into any spoilers, because I just found out I have to go soon. But listen, you get to pick one, all right? Now, I don't fucking want to learn their names. I think this one's Ricky. All right? We're going to call this one right here. Old dark-haired guy. We're going to call him 1. 2 is going to be the guy on the right. All right? 1's in the chat if you think Joyce favored this one. The one on the left. Put a 1 if you think this was Joyce's favorite. Put a 2 if you think this guy was Joyce's favorite. I'm trying to think of people they look like celebrity-wise, but they just both look pretty inbred. So which one? You think Joyce liked Ricky? Or you think she liked number 2? Wow, look at this. Yeah, Mean and Doofy. You think she liked Mean, number 1, or Doofy, number 2? Miss Jessica. Didn't you work in intelligence? You think number 1? You two bad actors definitely works in intelligence, number 1. Turn works in toiletries, number 2. Smarty's Enchanted Crafts. Now you craft like Joyce. You're kind of the Joyce Whisperer here. You're going with 1. Ernie Birdie says 2. Bird, are you and Turd working in tandem on this? Kind of like they are? Interesting how the Bird and the Turd are on the same page. I like that. That's going to look good in the election. Desert Moon says 1. You two bad actors is very heartily saying 1. You're on record. You think 1. All right, Sherilyn, 1. Curious Wendy. I'm curious why you picked 2. Are you campaign managing for Bird and Turd? What's going on here? 1 looks like the shock collar because he's bigger, because he looks mean. Carrie says both. Ricky or Bobby? Is that this one's? I didn't even bother to learn his name. I'm so infatuated with Joyce, frankly. I can't get enough of her. Why did she do it? What was the purpose? Who does she think she is? I have so many questions. Vicky says 2. You saw the TV movie? Oh, please send it to me. It was number 1, so you've spoiled it. You two bad actors. Love that about you. Because I was genuinely curious. I was going to look it up because I couldn't remember. But 1? Okay. Well, you guys have already put your answer, so I don't feel bad. Lane says 2. All right. Most of y'all are on point. Apparently it was 1. I will do follow-up to make sure you're not fucking with me. But Grandma Joyce also used to carry a revolver in her purse and would take it out and set it on the counter at grocery stores, post office, etc., to dig her wallet or change out. She sounds just like my grandma. I need to get Joyce on here so her and Marie can powwow. Jesus Christ. They enjoyed her beef curtains. Absolutely. I see what you did there. You choose 2 if you had to choose between them. Okay. 2 was ovulating when 1 was menstruating. This is true. He's releasing eggs. He's collecting eggs. I see what you mean. Yeah, that one has eyes. Kind eyes. Okay, I didn't read it all. I was like, they both have eyes. Okay. The hills have eyes. Look at them. Yeah, these are kinder eyes. These are let's kill Lyle eyes, and these are let's kill Joyce eyes. You could be wrong. Okay, I'll look it up. Then we don't know. The jury's out. Let's keep playing it while I look it up.
But it's not clear which inmate she favored, according to a source. Mitchell told police inmate Richard Matt had made her feel special. Her son and daughter-in-law deny she was involved in the escape and say she wouldn't have had an affair. Her former brother-in-law told us Joyce Mitchell, nicknamed Tilly, cheated on her former husband and sought out danger.
she likes the wild side of people, I guess. She's always looking for the ones that are, a little bit in trouble.
Joyce likes the wild side of people. She's looking for the ones that are in a little bit of trouble. Joyce is a house flipper, you guys. Joyce wants to take your bum, fucking beat up, shitty old mansion, and she wants to flip it into a fucking call center. I don't know what she's going for here. I really don't. She wants to take a dilapidated mansion that's been abandoned in Tennessee or Indiana, somewhere awful. And she wants to turn it into a fucking palace. And it's like, bitch, this is just a hut. You're just looking at a hut. You're not even looking at you see a flippable mansion. I see a fucking, it's an outhouse, Joyce. It's an outhouse. You're not going to turn this into anything. This is not going to be your she shed, Joyce. It's not going to be your she shed. She wants to fix these men. You gonna do it with the power of beef? Jesus Christ, Joyce.
Psychiatrist Daniel Lieberman,
Oh.
who's worked with violent inmates, says killers like
R.I.P.
Matt and
Granny
Sweat
Joyce.
are masters of manipulation.
They probably got her to talk
Mhm.
about herself. They learned probably some of her deepest
Oh
secrets.
God, could you imagine just to get out of prison, you have to listen to Joyce talk about her fucking. And then in 1989, I was so beautiful. I was wearing my grandmother's dress, and they're just like, you know what? We'll just stay in fucking jail. Ah, fuck, but Joyce is here too.
And they found her weaknesses. These are dangerous.
She's a prison
violent
OnlyFans. If she
human
does, let's go
beings that
support her.
Everybody fears. When they come up to somebody and they smile at them and they say, "You're our friend," that can
Yeah,
be
I'm probably
very
gonna need to do that soon.
He has injuries all over his body.
Okay, so this is Ling. I did put one in of Ling to honor Sweet D. I think we're gonna have to talk UFOs another day, you guys, because I gotta go. I'm gonna go soon, but this gives me time to look up more on this whole. I'll tell you what, the homework tonight. Go on. It's a lot. It's a lot of homework. Go watch the UFO abduction. Wait, I need to know more about Granny Joyce. Her identical twin sister, because I'm also going to tell Dee about this later if I go see her. I'm going to tell her about your grandma. I'm very into Joyce, and so is she. Her identical twin sister, Carol, is still alive, I think. I should probably check in with my cousins. She was dude, if Carol's alive, I'll settle for a Carol. If Joyce isn't around, we'll settle for Carol. Would you want to hear from Carol?
Carol who?
Joyce's twin sister? Did I tell you about Joyce yet, babe? Were you listening? Grandma Joyce is annoying the shit out of Jesus or giving Satan a run for his money right now. She passed in 2016. She went to a grocery store and she put her revolver on the counter while she was trying to get her wallet.
I believe in Joyce's Christ.
Joyce's Christ? Okay. Dad's boyfriend believes in Joyce's Christ. I believe in Carol. I'm fine with Carol. I'm fine with her. Jesus Christ. Remember the kid who drew the thing and he's like, Jesus Christ. Yes. Jesus Christ. Putting framed photo of Joyce on the desk is a production choice. Let's go back where? I need to see
He
this.
has injuries all over his body.
Oops. Wait, I'm going back. Sorry, guys. I got to find out. Okay, so the UFO movie, we're going to kill when. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the rest of this because I need to see about this. I'm going to go to the end. I need to see this framed photo of Joyce. All right, because I missed that. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm going to ruminate on Carol for a little while and think about what she's up to, what she would think of the revolver situation. But my son was in the military. I couldn't have done this. I would never have an affair. Yes, you would, Joyce. We saw the cold source, Joyce. We know what you're doing in jail. We know you're living it up like a pig in shit, young lady. All right? I need to see the picture of Joyce. We're going to play Ling because I need to show you the final boss. She is terrifying. Never be a Ling. Okay? Carrie, I did pull it up. I am very interested in this. Let me see. If this loaded, I'm going to play it. I think it did. It did. I'm going to play the UFO Manhattan abduction thing after I play Carrie's video because I want to see Carrie saw a UFO, she says, or something. So we're going to see it. I don't know what it is. But I'll play the documentary trailer and then we'll be out. And you can see what I'm talking about. All right. And then next week, we'll deep dive Ricky Lake. I have a Ricky Lake I want to deep dive. Just one episode that I specifically want to deep dive. And I will play you the UFO movie. Let's see what this is.
Her former husband and sought out
Here's
danger.
this photo of
She likes
Joyce.
the wild side of people, I guess. He's always looking for the ones that are, a little bit in trouble.
Psychiatrist Daniel Lieberman, who's worked with violent inmates, says killers like Matt and Sweat are masters of manipulation.
They probably got her to talk about herself. They learned probably some of
that. Is that a framed picture? Is that a actually that kind of looks like that is a good catch. B, it looks like hold on one second. Is that Saudi Arabia? Was it Crown Jewel today? Oh my God, I missed a WWE pay-per-view. Fuck my life. All right. Well, got to watch a pay-per-view too today. Fuck tonight, I should say. And got to work. God damn it. All right. So this could be a screen extension, but interesting to. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just stunned. That was a choice. That was a Joyce choice. That was a Joyce choice. The Joyce is yours. She's ours. She's ours now. Are you pro Joyce? You better be pro Joyce.
He has injuries all.
Babe, that is a good one. Listen, if you're not pro Joyce, get the fuck off this fuck. Listen to me. This I almost said station. This channel, if you're not pro Joyce, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. We're full of pro Joyce women. Do you understand? We're not in the fucking mood. All right. I'll take a goddamn spiritual journey to Jerusalem and back to spread pro-Joyce movement. I love you kids. Yeah, Ricky Lake had some people on that I have questions about. And if you think I didn't go find Lil Drive-By, RIP, by the way, Dad knows all about Lil Drive-By. You understand? Dad went into the streets on the internet. You think I didn't find out about those girls? You know one of them's fucking British? Did you know S-Dog is British? T-Bird lied to us. S-Dog is British. T-Bird is a hoax. They are from Denver, just not the mean streets. Little drive-by. RIP, dude. That's all I got to say. Are they Bloods? Are they Suwu? I don't know, but I'll tell you this much. No, they're not. I do know, and the answer is no. They're not. Lil Drive-By got me shadow banned on Raccoon Saloon. Of course she did. She's a fucking bitch. That's why she's gone. Because Lil Drive-By did too much. You understand? AJ says, hello, turd. So don't be a Ling. All right? Don't be a Ling. We are pro-Joyce as fuck. Aunt Carol was involved. It was a cult. I knew it. I knew it was a fucking cult. Game recognizes game, Foxy Amazon. The second you told me there was a Joyce and a gun was involved, I said, is she trying to take my spot? Is Granny Joyce trying to take my spot? Yeah. Yeah, S-Dog is British. And someone even commented on her being British in the comments. And I went, wow. Seems like I'm the only one who is looking out for this society and trying to figure out who the real S-Dog is. It seems like I'm onto something because I knew she was fucking British. Listen to her. They're from the mean streets of Denver, but not the mean streets. They're from the fucking mean as in, wow, it's really mean of you, Mom, to put me in kids' pageants. All right? And these were just friends who were goofing around. They were just doing a goof. They were getting a little crazy. They're not 14. They're not 15. They were in fucking college. Can you believe that? Can you believe that something that was on TV in the late 90s? Can you believe that? I know it was. We talked about that the last one. You were gone, turd. I mean, YouTube. Tube, not turd. The tube. I saw a turd above you. You do? God damn it. British accents. Pro Joyce is the only choice. Yeah, Duty Ron's PET scan is clean. That's good news. Yeah, Joyce was from the meat streets of Denver. That is true. Joyce made a choice, and it was the meat streets. There's no Denver in the UK. She moved from the UK to Denver. Met a friend in college, and they said, "Hey, let's pronk. Let's do a Did's boyfriend, and let's pronk everyone and go on Ricky Lake and pretend we're from the main streets." And you know what? S-Dog and T-Bird. Oh, you would totally. First of all, you would totally go on Ricky Lake if it was around. He already said yes. So freaking happy for him. He's an awesome soul. Duty Ron, right? Yeah, he is. Good pet scan, dude. Devonshire, UK. Denvershire? Yeah, no, she moved. She's a British chick living in Denver. Talking about being from the mean streets. Yeah, fuck cancer, dude. Joyce would if she could. She wants to fuck everything. Definitely. Of Joyce? It's not going to let you share a link, but if you send it to my email, I will show Joyce. Yeah, we should have known. They weren't 13 or 14. Those bitches don't have guns. All right, now I'm going to show you worst case scenario in honor of Sweet D. No, I'm all about potty mouths. Fuck cancer. Have a potty mouth. We're fine with it. Foxy, send that to my email. I'd like to see. Can we do a whole... I want to do... I really want to go back to Nicole's Uncle Wayne and Mafue. It would be really sick to do a whole episode on Joyce Carol Oates. Just kidding. On Joyce Carol and Mafue. You kids' families. The family of the family. Don't British our Denver hood. There are also S-Dog and T-Bird RIP little drive-by t-shirts available, I think, for $15. They might be 20. I don't know. The site picks. But they're on the store page. You can order them. Fuck Denver. I said it. We're all thinking it. Fuck Denver for betraying us and bringing us S-Dog and T-Bird. I wouldn't have been mourning Little Drive-By if I didn't know Little Drive-By existed. It's their fault. I know. And that makes me mad. Dude, mine too. And also them being angry at the TV. So fuck TV. Yeah, I wish I could give you guys memberships. I still can't figure out how. It says I can't. You called Auntie Deb a whore in Miss Shorty's chat earlier? Good. She's a whore. She needs to know. She needs to be aware. Do we have a link? Let me get a link to that. I'll get a link to that, and I'm going to play for you, Ling. A Ling. Dad joke. I'm going to play you this while I pop out a link for you kids, all right?
All over his body.
A Camas man is in critical condition tonight. Police say his girlfriend attacked him with a sword. Welcome to Coin 6 News. I'm Anna Canzano. Chris Holmstrom has the evening off. Camas police say Emily Javier called 911 to say she thought she had killed her boyfriend. Police arrived at the home on Northeast Garfield around 2 a.m. and say that she surrendered peacefully. Her boyfriend, 29-year-old Alex Lovell, was rushed to the hospital. He, again, is in critical condition. She's being held at the Clark County Jail on a charge of attempted murder.
The only motive our detectives can kind of come up with right now is it's jealousy based. You know, the victim is not confirming any of that, but everything that the suspect told us makes us believe her motive was jealousy.
Inside the home, officials found knives and a samurai sword. Clark County officials did not release a photo of the weapon. They say it was just too graphic. The Camas Police Department says they have not had any issues with the couple before. Only 2 days left until a deadline set.
That might not have even been it. Was that Manling? That was too short. That might have been the initial news report. I don't know. Shit. Well, whatever. Oh, yeah, there is an episode. We're not going to play this.
Not like she was rushed.
This is her. There's an episode called Meet, Marry, Murder. Season 1, episode 50. Sang Williams. Manling is her husband. I mean, she is Manling. Her husband is Sang. God damn, what a crazy bitch. That was the wildest episode. Deborah. She is. She's a horror. Hey, thank you for being a member for 3 months. By the way, next week, I've been doing it around the 11th. So you're going to be getting, you guys are going to be getting the new, if you are I think the 3rd or 2nd membership tier or higher on this channel, you're going to be getting the top, like 10 more new OSINT links added onto the OSINT sheet. And if you haven't gone and checked that out yet, and if you don't know about it, there is a membership tier on here where you can basically go and you can, if you join it, then every month I have a never-ending OSINT list that is in a Google Sheet format. And basically, you can go on there and you can look up all sorts of different OSINT tools. There is a little bit of everything, basically, ranging from, flight path radar websites, places with API and different like scraping options. There are info tracer and people finders and just links to damn near everything. Autopsy forums, places where you can get forensic literature, John Douglas, FBI behavioral analysis, research papers, and it's all just kind of grouped. And then there's some where you can do backwards tracing on phone numbers, and then I have a list of backwards tracing on screen names and skip tracing options, just everything. And then every once in a while, if somebody requests it, then I go through and I try to do some members only videos for those members so that they can see what every link does. And there's some like, if you just want to find out what someone's screen name is and you just have their email address or vice versa, how to find out if your husband has a bunch of fucking pervy websites that he's using under an email address, how to use an email address to see when someone was last active on their Google account, shit like that. So I have that. It's never ending. It just stacks. Like every month I just add 10 more. I think we're over 70 or 100 links now. So there's a lot of shit on back tracing. So if you're into that, if you're really into the OSINT side, the tech side, like that's going to be, a good option for you. And the reason I don't make it outwardly public to everyone is because that's fucking insane. And there's a lot of weirdos out there who want to use it for bad. And it's a way to kind of have an extra layer, but also to limit the amount of people, fucking on my Google Drive. So yeah, if you guys join, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd level, you can go through those. And I change the password every month and send out a new link with the added links. And I put the store in there somewhere. I'll go find it again and post it up. So you guys, if you want to get any cool S-Dog or T-Bird or RIP Lil Drive-By merch, Hugin stuff, you can go. Also, your aunt is a whore. Don't forget that. We're done with Ling. I'm going to play you the Manhattan alien abduction. First, let's do this because I did download this. Carrie sent this up here. Yeah, I was thinking about that with the Hugin coasters. I do have another set of coasters that I'm working on that are kind of funny. And I will take that into consideration because I wanted to do one where it's 4 and it's him with it's his face coming out of the black and it says fuck you in death metal writing. But it takes like so long to get the design up on there. It takes like 5-10 minutes of product, like Jeff's basement, just a lot of product. There's a lot of product to put up. But let me play this. But yes, I will get one up. I've got coasters for days. I wish they sold them in a 4-pack. I need to go through and look. I think they might have that available, but I have to check. I am going to, let me pull this up. You sent me a link to Grandma Joyce. I'm going to go through that and save that for next time. I'll wait until you're in the chat because I do love me some grandmas. Some of you guys send me some really funny videos of your family and you're like, here's the story on this bitch. And it makes me laugh every time because it's always crazy.
I have no idea.
Okay, Carrie, this is you. And Carrie says something happens with a UFO or a disc or whatever. Let's see. She says it's not a Frisbee. Let's see. Ready? I'm going to turn this up. Oh,
okay.
Wait, you can't see it. Let me pull it up for you. All right, we got homegrown UFO shit coming in hot from the kids. Here we go.
So I have no idea. See that sparkle on the side? That shit. I was driving and it like literally just brushed again like my windshield. I thought it was a freaking bird. What is that thing in the air? I'm not even kidding you. I'm sorry if I sound dramatic. What? It literally just like went over my windshield, and it was fast. I'm so. It wasn't a drone that fast. It looked like a bird or something. Now it's just sitting there. I'm so weirded out. It's not funny. What is that thing? And it's still in the sky. Oh, there it is. Now it's just there. It's gonna pretend like it's a star. I don't get it.
Okay. Now it's there and it's gonna pretend like it's a star is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'm going back. That was hilarious. I love the commentary. I'm playing it again.
It literally just like went over my windshield, and it was fast. I'm so.
Yeah, I'll post it in Discord.
It wasn't a drone that fast. It looked like a bird or something. Now it's just sitting there. I'm so weirded out. It's not funny. What is that thing? And it's still in the sky. Oh, there it is. Now it's just there. It's gonna pretend like it's a star. I don't get it. Oh my lord.
Damn. Goddamn. I don't know. If it was a drone, it wouldn't be super fast, right? That's kind of weird. Okay. I'm going to put that and your slowed down ones in Discord. It is a fucking bird alien. It did those weird movements. I was going to ask you when there was a part where it went and it was like a streak. Was that you moving the camera or did it just do that? Yikes. Also, do you mind saying what state you're in? Because here is a drone testing facility here in Austin. I know San Diego has one. LA has one. I'm just very curious. Florida. Oh, fuck. That could be a meth head. I mean, literally, Florida has some wild shit. That's crazy as fuck. Are you near a base? It was not a drone. How big was it? You should go on your next door and see if anybody else asked about it. It has no lights. Well, why was it blinking in the sky? Until it was in the sky. Oh. Well, there are drones that you can turn the lights on and off, but it's like if it wasn't a drone, if it was too fast. I'm going to watch this 100 times. Okay. We're going to put this in Discord. I believe you. I'm just interested I wonder if anybody else, no, because I have to go right now, but we'll put it in Discord and we'll talk about it next time because I got to play this UFO abduction thing, then I really have to go. But yeah, it is hard to explain. I don't blame you for being like, I'll fucking know because I don't fucking know either. Like, that's pretty crazy. You should go on Nextdoor and see, and really your local Reddit for your city and see if anybody else saw that shit. Like, just anybody else notice this weird thing in the sky that night? Because that car going opposite of you looked like they were slowing down. It looked like someone was looking at it. I wonder if other people wrote about it online. Yikes, dude. It was so fast. It was not a drone. Okay. Damn. All right. I'm going to put this in Discord. That you felt it? Oh, shit, dude. Well, I feel like I'm going to poop my pants, so I got to go. But I am going to play. Hold on one second. And I will put that in Discord. I'm going to play something for you because this is what I wanted to talk about, but we'll do it next time because it's pretty crazy. And I'm curious what you guys think. And it's probably going to copyright strike me, but I don't give a fuck because I don't monetize. So here, I want you guys to go check this out. It is on Netflix now, if you see fit. I like it because it has a skeptic and the person making the claim, and they go head to head, like they're discussing with each other, but they can't be in the same room. So there's a lot of interpersonal drama, which I love. And it's also a crazy story and also very strange. And it kind of got me. And I'm just like it got me in a sense that I'm like, this, how did so many people see this thing and what actually was it? And not even this thing, this lady, you'll see. Just very interested. She seems a little full of shit, but then as I watched it, I was like, well, goddamn. Once I saw her son, I was like, well, I don't know now. I'm just very confused. It made me have weird feelings inside. What do you think? I'm going to play this. I'm going to say good night to you, and I love you, kids, and I will see you tomorrow, okay? And you don't sound crazy, Carrie. I'm just in a rush, but I'm very intrigued. And I will post your video on our Discord. Because that's fucking crazy. And also, teenagers are fucking terrifying. All right, let's go.
They saw me hanging outside my window in a beam of light.
There were 23 witnesses. I thought it was a movie. Special effects. I don't know why they're keeping it from the public, but we're not alone. It would become the greatest abduction case ever seen.
But was there any evidence that this thing had actually happened? I moved to Manhattan to make a film about the alien abduction with my husband, Bud Hopkins.
The existence of an extraordinary phenomenon demands an extraordinary investigation.
Bud believed that she was very, very credible, and the audience loved her.
When people hear this, do they tell you you're nuts?
I'll tell you, Jay, I wish I was psychotic. At least there's treatment for that.
Linda is simply telling the truth. It's as easy as that.
She was pulling the wool over Bud's eyes.
How could she say the things she said after what my family and I went through?
What do you want from me?
One, we're going to end all this.
Ooh.
Two, we're moving back now. You're not dying.
Three, you'd have to be a sociopath or a genius to commit a hoax like this.
To me, it began to seem almost too perfect.
After a while, I started to get paranoid, and not just about aliens.
You're coming.
This is mind-blowing.
How could Linda possibly be orchestrating this enormous hoax if that's what it is? How do we know what's real?
It's not easy to believe, let's face it. But these aliens, if they want you, they're going to get you.
I will continue to ask questions, Linda, and I won't stop doing that.
Bring it on.